And welcome to my YouTube. This is the icon that so happens to be on the right corner of the Mona Lisa. I'm going to show you how that is in my painting in the Dion. So let's get to it. I'm going to show you that this so happens to be the area of the bottom area you can see of the heart that floats through here, barely. But I'll get more in detail. I just have to lock it up with you. You can also see that it actually seems to spell salad. It also seems to spell sali, and it's also be able to seems to spell saldishi or something of that sort. Sounds Italian. I don't know what sandushi is, but there's probably also another 1,000 words in there. But as you can see, there's actually an S, then there's a little S, and then there looks to be a P, and then it looks to be an N, and then there's an A, and then there's an upside down L and a straight L and another A and a D, and it continues. He throws letters over and over. Now when you get into here and you overlay this guy that has this top hat along with a person on his top hat. Here's an eye, and there's a person looking at this. It goes in. It's very, very, very difficult to understand. But let me just show you when you overlay that in this area. But it doesn't matter if you overlay it here, because if you keep moving it up and down in layers, it still lines up, because that's Leo's work. But first, since it's lit up here, let me show you how it's the same. I have to do it vice versa. I did it again. You take this one and put it over the top. Okay. You see this is an S here. When you overflow it, that's an S. So when you get it over here, it matches with this S here. This kind of looks like a G that's under. You can, whoops. You can see the G right here. Well, you see partial of the G here. Leonardo da Vinci, here's the D. See the D right here? And put it right in there. There's the D. This is the way he does it. The reason why you know this is it, I'll show you, is because when you go to take this big letter here, N, D, E, E, it's an E this way, a G this way, and a turn. When you get it up in this area here, it actually highlights when you change this. Okay, when you change this to threshold, watch, because it's under a different layer. You see how he changes this to a big E, and how this kind of looks like an A? Watch. Oh, excuse me, I need to stretch this one out. I can't stretch it out unless I cancel it. Okay, here's the E, here's the D. Now, we'll go back to this. Sorry. It's been a lot of work. A lot of work to do what I'm doing. Here's the E, and here's the D coming out of it. It's very difficult. There's a D coming, trying to grow out of it. Then you also have this little baby N, and there's a little N here. Okay, and then you have this, I don't know, some kind of G or something, and you can see the circle of this G. So there's his letters that match this, but larger. Okay, so the actual size of these, I would assume, are somewhere in here, but this is what comes out because he does it in different layers. Okay, but let's cancel out on this, and let's get to this heart. You see this heart right here? Okay. There's actually an eye, nose, and mouth with a funny looking hat. When you actually take the skull and you take the same guy funny hat, eye, he's in here, eye, and you overlay him. Right in there, you can see, whoops, did I do it in reverse again? Okay. You can see, you see this circle in here with the heart? Watch, when you overlay it, you can see how he left the opening for the heart. Okay, so Leonardo da Vinci will take the same item and overlay it and overlay it and overlay it. You see this spear here going across? Watch. You can see how he has a line running through here. This here is a guy that comes straight down with a nose. It's going to be a guy that's going to come down with straight with a nose. Here he is right here, right there. Just noticed him. I just knew he was there. Look, perfect fit, 100%. He fits exactly over the fit. I didn't even plan that. I just knew it was. I had to get this down for you. So when you end up with this image, okay, it is actually this image, which is a Mona Lisa. When you end up with that particular heart, it's actually my Dion. And the reason why it's got so many different colors is because you got to pull the colors hundreds and hundreds of times in different layers. So what is hidden underneath this blue is probably another just highlighted whites and whatever other colors. It doesn't matter. And it gives you a portion of each little piece of the puzzle that actually is of his works. So Leonardo da Vinci, that's part of his code. And if you take a look, here it says an F and an L. It actually stands for Francesca and Leonardo. But if you actually look deeper underneath the F, there's an S. So it's Melzi and Sali and Leo. Okay, so that's in my painting. And if you actually take a look at the one painting piece, in here, the images that we were talking about actually spells out, here's the big S, okay, and you're going to find a sideways A right here, and here's the L that runs right here, and then you're going to find an upside down A right here, and then you're going to find a little I. He spells out Sali. Okay, now we already know where that is, right? Okay, because it just shows. So we take this, and I haven't done this yet, I just know it exists. See, the skull, as you can see, is here. Here's the skull. Okay, that's the skull. I'm just having a hard time pulling it. He's done such a great job. But as you can see, here's his S's and his A's and his hidden L's and his sideways A and his I. So he spells Sali, but he also spells out other words over the top to give you extreme hard time. Now, remember where I told you where the heart is. Not only is the heart there, you're going to see, watch, that it was on the bottom. I'm going to show you, if I can find the right one. It's probably this one. Not always the clean one is the best one. But if you actually take a look, you will see the little line that runs for the heart. Okay, that's the way he does. He runs the heart. Okay, he gives you some indication. And earlier I saw the little line of the C and barely saw the F. Okay, it's very, very difficult. And this icon that I call a bowling ball pin is located in the large portion right here. Watch. So it's funny in one sense right here. So he actually fits in there in a larger portion because, again, he repeats his works. And if you want to know if this little indication, if it fit in here, okay, you're going to see this line, right? Then you're going to see how this runs. See, you got this lighter shade through here and whatnot. That's where her dress lies. I showed you that in quite a few of my other YouTubes. I've gone quite a far on this. I'm just needed to mark it, and I kind of wanted to do a simple one. I don't know if it's capable for any of you guys who haven't been on top of knowing how to follow me on this, because this one is a difficult one to understand, but it is factual. Nothing's been altered. This is the truth. These images are identical. They're just done in different layers of like invisible ink. It's like signing your name on a check, and then you can't find it unless you put the blue light on it, okay, in a sense. You better find the right blue light, because it might be a white light, might be a yellow light, might be an orange light, or it might be, I don't know, it might be pure in darkness or pure in white. You have to look at it. And you might have to look at it on a bad image or a good image. Because a bad image normally pulls a lot of colors out and you only see the general area that highlighted, or sometimes vice versa. So never even think of your worst product not to be your best product. I've had my worst day be my best day for profit, and it is because if you buy to where somebody else isn't having a good day, okay, you end up getting a better deal, and then the next week or two you can beat your competition because you got the best deal, better than him, because you bought it even lower than what they could wholesale. So that's how I do warehouse buyouts. Don't buy it unless you can basically get a great deal. And with that, I want to tell you, listen, wash your hands, social distance, wear a mask, and teach a teacher, tell a teacher, tell your brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, friends, lovers, this work. Help me out, subscribe, notification, and with that, I want to say God bless the whole world, the universe, and the heavens, and give me a thumbs up, please. Subscribe too, please. Thank you. Amen.